Good afternoon. Thank you, Patrick, and thank you, Nico, to provide us an opportunity to share our experience by execute the fluoroquinolone to aortic aneurysm network study from our Taipei Medical University and from our Odyssey Taiwan chapter. So my name is Tan Phuc, and I'm taking the PhD in the College of Management of Taipei Medical University. So previously, we all went through those things of the data quality evaluation, phenotype development and evaluation, and recently, Patrick already presented those kinds of the analysis design choice. So I'm just demonstrated the study diagnostic and how to execute the study by using the Strategus package provided by OHDSI in our database, like mapping to the OMOP CDM. So for the Strategus byline, we have a standardized analytic. So the standardized inputs that also contained in the JSON file, and right now it's in my part to share a standardized execution by using the Strategus. And after Strategus running, we will have a kind of the standardized output, and we will share that to our network database. And for the Strategus module, we have the cohort generator, cohort incident, cohort diagnostic, and characterization. And we also have the packages, including cohort methods, sales control case theory, and evidence synthesis. And we also have the patient level prediction and add in the deep patient level prediction. So what is inside of the module? The question is that how is different from the Hades bucket with the Strategus module. So actually, our Strategus models is on a project, done a module. So it's extract the Hades package. That's the task is include is in create the air environment log file to manage all air dependencies that serve for our execution. And it also offers the function to define the module setting stored in the analysis specification JSON that provided by Patrick. And then we just implement the execute function to carry out our analytic task by using either one or many Hades packages based on the module setting by the JSON file. And after the execution, we have the standardized output for CSV file, and we can share within the Odyssey network. So that is about the Strategus model. So for the Strategus model, we can combine to accommodate or to design various studies. Like we only use for cohort generator and characterization. Otherwise, we can add in the patient level prediction for machine learning study, and add in the deep patient level prediction. And for the FQ study, we using most of the Hades packages within the Strategus, including the cohort generator, the cohort diagnostic, cohort incident and characterization, and also cohort methods, safe control case theory, and patient level prediction. So the one of the advantage of the Strategus is that is standardized the representation of study inputs as a JSON file already created, and it's a modular composition of Hades analytics package for the study design. And another advantage of Strategus is it can handle the R environment by using the env file. But one of the problem is that Strategus currently are still under development. So I must admit it that I facing a lot of challenges when execute the Strategus for our TeamView database. One of the requirements to execute the Strategus is that like you need to have your database mapped into the OMOP CDM data, and you set up your database server. For our TeamView CRD, we set up the database server like within the campus domain, and like that is one of the reasons like when I'm here in Sydney, I need to log into our domain in the campus domain, and then I use to execute. And another alternative method is that I using the RStudio to execute those kind of the packages. And for software required for the Strategus execution, like we need to install the RStudio, the Java, and we set up the GitHub personal asset token. So for more instructions by using the Hades package, you can access to the ODC GitHub.io Hades and set up. Or you can find the tutorial video provided by the ODC, how to set up the environment and the Hades packages to run our ODC study. By the step-by-step execution using the Strategus, firstly, we need to download the project. So the project already on the GitHub repository, that is the github.com ODC study fluoroquinolone aortic aneurysm.git. And when you download the folder of the app project in the local directory, you can unzip the folder and then you open the app project. And the second step is that like we need to set up the we need to open the keyring setup to configure the database connection setting, and we use the keyring password by keyring. And the third step, I think, is the major step, and it consumes a lot of time. Depends on your database size. Like we need to run the Strategus code to run, and before running the Strategus code, we need to edit the local output directory and the database parameter according to your database server, and then we run the study using the setting. And after execute the Strategus code to run, we will be provided the CSV file in the Strategus output, and from the result and the output from the Strategus output, you can either launch the Shinny app to view and to check the result by yourself, and then you can like say the result to the ODC network study. Okay, so I will demo step by step. Firstly, we will go into we will download the project as the first step, and we will go to the GitHub repository. I will click on this one. Okay. So this is the GitHub repository of the ODC for the study fluoroquinolone aortic aneurysm, and here you see the green box that is code, and you click to scroll down. So we can download the zip file here, or we can copy the links if you're using the RStudio server. But if you're using the local RStudio, you can download the zip file. Okay, I will put it in here. I already downloaded here in the ODC. Okay. And then we will unzip the file. Yeah. This is the step for the local RStudio, and the file you need to open is the fluoroquinolone aortic aneurysm .app project. you can open up this one. So it's gonna show on your studio, the local studio here. But for my case, when I execute the study of campus, I using the air server. So I already prepared for the air server over here. And yeah, sorry. Yeah. For air server, we have another entity methods to download the project. Like we go into the new project, for example, and we using the version control. We go into the Git and we copy the link of the GitHub repository into this one, and you create the project, and they already like open the project for your execution on the air server. So there is two ways I use for my execution. So in here, that is for the first step. We download or we create the project in our studio. And the second step is that like we will open the keyring setup and to configure our local setting. So to configure our local setting, we need to install the keyring, the package is keyring over here, and then like we run the line up the code one by one. This one will help you to set up the Strategus keyring password to the environment file, and then we set up the database setting here. You need to provide this one so keyring they can like store the environment for your guy. Okay. So this one is the keyring. I already installed the keyring packages. So when I run this one, that might be not showing the environment file. So in that case, I'm gonna use edit the environment. And you just like copy the Strategus keyring password here. SOS. I already copy this one and I paste this, and then you just save it. So after saving the key, the password, you need to restart. By click on the session and restart the R Studio, so they can receive the keyring into your R environment. And the next step is to provide your environment, your database setting. For our team UCID, we are using the SQL server, but in some other database, you might be using the PostgreSQL or the Redshift, and you need to provide the connection string over here and your username and your password to access to your server. And for this part, you just like run on to get the keyring set up and the password to your execution. And after you set up the keyring, you can move to the Strategus code to run over here. So the step we need to provide before the execution is that like we will install the Strategus packages that we already downloaded. and we specify the output location and our database setting, and then we will specify the connection detail, right, according to your database. So in this case, you might need to install the packages remote, and then you install the GitHub Odyssey Strategus here, and after that you call the library into your R environment. And this is the inputs of our TeamView database, including the connection details reference, the database schema, the CDM database schema, the output location that I'm going to put to specify and to put my output into the directory. And for the cohort table name, you can change the names, but I think this name is quite common, so just keep it originally. And then like you already have the keyring set up, so you need to do the connection detail for by using the RStudio. You might need to enter the password for the connection detail. Let me demo for you guys. Okay. Yeah. So there will be the pop-up screen here. So we just type the SOS. Okay. And then for the next execution, you just like run like the single line of the code. Like you will analyze the analysis specification that's already here in the Strategus, like the JSON file over here. Yeah. And then you will run the store connection detail, execute setting, and you save the module folder into the output locations. That like we will see some our folder that's stored in our output over here, and then execute. For the size of our database, the execution it took us about 2 hours. So it depends on the database size. Maybe like if your database is with the larger, you can have maybe 1 day for the execution. Yeah.
So remember that one execution is doing all of the estimation studies, all the prediction studies, all the characterization studies. So, I think Dan's being somewhat modest in that, like, they've got large data at DMU, and yet they're able to work all of this stuff on their computer in a couple hours.
Yeah. So this is an example of Strategus execution. I'm already read it before I demo here because I'm afraid that it will take a lot of your time. Okay. So they create the cohort detail for your guy. They create so they run through every single module over here. So if you you run smoothly, it's gonna show those guys up the screen for your guy. But for maybe for some error or some problem happen, or like they may find we fail the cohort diagnostic over here. Actually, for the TeamView database, we only pass one pairwise. That is between the fluoroquinolone and the cephalosporins, as Jack mentioned yesterday, and we fail another pairwise. Yeah. So that is the result and the screen that show that you already passed the Strategus execution. And when you have their own execution and they have their own output folder, on the file, on the result, in the CSV file, they will contain here in the CSV file. But in this case, I save it in outside the home output one. Yeah, this one. Okay. So when you go to the output, you will find out like they have like kinds of the CSV file storing in the output folder for every kind of the module. So by this module and by this CSV file, we can upload the result for our signing apps. And simply to view the signing app, that is the way like you can check like if the CSV file already storing in your output folder. But in this case, I using the RStudio, so they store it within the RStudio server. But if you using the local station or your local PC, it's gonna stay stored in the local PC. So just follow up the directory over here. This one of the, yeah. For example, when I execute on my local laptop, I store on the output in the D directory. So I can open the D directory to find out like my output over here. Sorry. Oh yeah, it's already, it have a kind of the, yeah. For example, this is an output. They store in the CSV file. So those CSV file you can share to the Odyssey to upload on the Shiny apps of the network study, or you can like view by yourself. So if you want to launch the Shiny app, you have two steps. The first step is that like you will upload all the results in the CV file by open the file Strategus result upload, and then you launch the Shiny app, open the file app.r. And for the local for the input setting, it is similar with the previous step when you set up for the keyring or the Strategus to run, like the connection detail reference and the output location. That is like the directory you store your output here. And for the apps, you also like start the input like literally like the same as the other previous one. So I will so for our TeamView database, I set the connection detail reference as TeamView study already previously, and the output location is home as output. And for the Shiny app, I also set up the same connection details as the previous one. And you may need to install some packages from Odyssey for the Shiny app builder or the Shiny module or the resource auto manager, and then you can run app by this one. Oh, I'm sorry, I need to run this first. Let me see. Maybe it have some kind of the problem. I cannot. Or they haven't connect to the SQLite over here. So they need to launch the SQLite before you show your result in the Shinny app. Could not connect to the database. What? Sorry, I'm facing kind of the problem like connect to the database, but like previously I already have launched the Shinny app as this kind of the interface by just viewing your local output results. So in here, like it including the cohort generator, the cohort diagnostic characterization, estimation, or the prediction. And if you click like on the single module, they also show the results like this way for the cohort count, for the characterization, for the result. So we just have the a pairwise path like between the fluoroquinolone and the cephalosins. So that is the result from our TeamU database. And then like we will share the result to the OHDSI network by adding the database reference and the local result, and then we will get the key file name and the username from the our study coordinator. So this the file say the results here, and like you just like style your input according to your database input, and then I just run all the code. They will say the result uh, to the coordinator, and you can check the results like that. It will be uploaded to the data.odc.org to fluoroquinolone altitude aneurysm. Yeah, let me reload that. So these the Shinny apps for the whole database partner related to the fluoroquinolone to aortic aneurysm. So you can see the whole bunch of the database partner over here, and our team UCRD is a part of this result. No team U. Okay, let me check. This is the our team U database that is like generate kinds of the cohort count, cohort generation, or the characterization. So I believe that the later part, Magtai will interpret those kind of the result to your own, and Jack on already like introduced about the result of our study within the other database. So in summarize, like we by the so just execution by step, we need 5 steps, like download the project, configure the local setting, then we execute the Strategus code to run, and then we can review by ourselves, or then like we can like share the result to the RDCs. And as I mentioned, like there's many challenges like happen when we execute the Strategus code to run, because like this package is under development, and we might like having the problem across the operating system. For example, like if you're using the Windows or Mac OS or Linux, you have like several different problems. So in that case, I suggest that like you guys could like require the system from the IT professionals or the technical experts. For my experience, I keep asking the RDC team, I keep asking Mark Patrick, and like Anthony to help me like and to check if like is there any problem and how can I can pass those guys after education. So thank you for your attention. If you have any question, yes, please.
Just a few clarifications. So, want to get a sense of what sort of config you need to run this workflow. Like, how many data points were you running, and are you just running on your laptop?
For I'm just running our laptop, our PC only, a local PC.
Okay.
But like for the database, you have to get the server connection, and you have to require the server information. Maybe like for the server, you have the admin. He can provide those kinds of the connection detail for you.
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
And is Shinny free, or like open free license? Or
yeah, it's totally free.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All things Odyssey are free.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And so this is all R based, obviously. This whole workflow. Are there any other parallel workflow in other programming languages like Python or something like that?
For the Strategus, like it is mostly R based.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No need to require Python or SQL.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you.